Hello, this is Matthew Williams, and I'm a bit pissed off because it's about the 5th fucking time I've tried to record this video, and I'm running out of bloody things to demonstrate to you now because I need certain substances which I'm running out of. So let me just show you something. Right, John Searl Story. Claim is made that the rewind company that John Searl worked in was in possession of very specialist equipment to magnetize stripes onto surfaces, and this was required in order to make the effect, the magnetic Searl effect that was mentioned by John Searl. Now, I've basically got some neodymium magnets here, which are the rare earth magnets that I mentioned about in the video. Now, this is a snuff container. It's magnetic. It can it's basically, these magnets will stick to it rather. So the Searl effect doesn't strike me as anything really that peculiar, because what you've got here is basically a magnetic attractor or a magnetic repeller. Now, if the magnet's the right way round, you'll see that they will repel, but I think at this point they're going to attract. There we are, so they're going to attract. Now what you've got to do is you've got to do it again, and you've got to find which way the magnets go to repel. So let's turn the magnet around. Okay, so watch it now, you turn it around the other way. Okay, and then suddenly it doesn't want to go towards the other one anymore, it repels. Hang on. Oh god, it does do that sometimes. Hang on. But the basic effect of the Searl machine is that if you get, there we are, see, so there's no strings or anything attached to it, but it's basically magnetism. So you push this one towards it, and the other one goes, no, I don't want to be there, like that, and then it pushes around, so it goes around. Okay, it would work upside down as well. Let me just, if we do it upside down, okay, I'll turn it around the other way so you can see there's no strings or anything attached. So basically this is exactly the same. There it goes, see? Yeah, boom, boom, boom. It's like, no, I don't want to be close to it. So it moves around. Now you can do this with multiple magnets, but I'm probably going to get I was going to get it the wrong way around, 50-50. So take it off, turn it around the other way, and then we've got something similar now to a Searl effect generator. Oops, that one flipped around. But that's the Searl effect generator. There's nothing magical or weird about that, okay? Because that's all it is a series of magnets which are repelling each other around a metal disc that they're sticking to. Now, the point being, with magnetic striping, now they're talking about a magnetic stripe being printed on the outside of a surface, and it needs to be very special equipment to do this. But as we all know, magnetic stripes exist on credit cards and tapes, videotapes. They're all magnetically stripeable materials. They've been around for a long time. Now here's another magnetically stripeable material, is metal. Okay, you can do it with metal. Now this metal is not magnetic. Okay, now you've got, how can I do this? I'll put this screw so you can see it. Okay, now this is not magnetic, or at least shouldn't be. So there we go. Oh, it is magnetic. Hang on, let me find you something that isn't magnetic. I've done this experiment a few times, and I've tried to demagnetize that earlier on, and it's retained the magnetic field. So hang on, I keep losing the bloody thing. I'm not stopping this video because this will be number 6 fucking video I do otherwise. Right, here we go. Right, now this should not be magnetic. There we go. Oh, you can't see it. Balls. Right, here you go. Look, it's a knife. Yeah, it's a Stanley knife. It's not magnetic. Now, I'm going to take the same Stanley knife, and we'll put that in my mouth, and I'm going to get the neodymium magnets. Okay, and I'm going to take the neodymium magnets. Where are they? Fuck. It's science at home. It's not good, right? So, and then I'm going to stripe the edge of this blade. Okay, like that. I'm going to take the thing. All right, actually, look. Oh, fallen down. Right, where is he? Right, there you go. Come on, pick it up. There he is. He picks it up. You see, it's magnetic now. So don't tell me that you need specialist equipment in order to magnetize things. I magnetized the ruler earlier on, but the video ballsed up. I've magnetized a screwdriver. Actually, no, look, screwdriver. Magnetic screwdriver. Whoop. Yeah, see? So it's all magnetized. Now that's exactly the same principle as Searl is talking about. You need to stripe the outside of your disc, yeah, and you need specialist equipment to do this. Well, no, you don't, because you can magnetize something and you can demagnetize it by randomizing the forces around the striped area. And so that is just physics bollocks, yeah, that's just physics bollocks as far as I'm concerned, and quite easily provable so as well. Now let's have a look at my other points. They claim in the video that neodymium, right, which is what we got these magnets from, yeah, strong bastards. Neodymium is a rare earth substance. Okay, it's actually the statement is made in the Searl Story video by John Searl that it has not been around for a very long time, i.e. It's a recent discovery. Neodymium is a recent discovery. So this kind of like makes you go, ooh, okay, neodymium, yeah, wow, like, you know, this magnetic thing, neodymium. Well, that's just bollocks, because it was first discovered in 1885, and although it belongs to a group of substances called rare earth metals, they're not actually rare. That was just the name they were given, rare earth metals, yeah. So what it basically means is that if you get earth, 38 milligrams can be found to a kilogram of this stuff. That's why it's rare. It's because you basically grind down a lot of stuff to get a small amount of stuff out of it. So that's why it's called rare. It doesn't mean it is rare. There's fuckloads of this stuff about, yeah, and it's you know, its abundance in the earth crust is about 38 milligrams per kilogram. Okay, it's so unrare that it's used in China as a fertilizer. So how rare is this stuff? Yeah. Now, one of the claims being made is that they can't finish unless they have millions of pounds, because they need millions of pounds because of the need the rare earth magnets, and the rare earth magnets haven't been used because they're very rare, you see, and all special. And there's nothing rare or special about it at all. Now, if you're telling us you're using something else apart from neodymium, then you're not being truthful. So, you know, misleading people, which is part of what I'm making this video about, the problem associated with the Searl story. Right, the centrifugal force is massive, yeah? If you spin something, then on the outside of an object, or if you spin something on an arm, the faster you spin it, the more centrifugal force you have. Much like a ride at the fairground, where you stand against the edges and then it can go on its side and you will still be there because you're stuck to the edges. Much like a washing machine, when it spins, all the clothes go out to the edge. That's centrifugal force. That's what it is. Okay, now these magnets that go around the outside of the roller that go round, if you watch carefully, yeah, they're actually wobbling back and forth, yeah, wobbling, and as they spin, they're not moving in a very uniform manner. Now, if you were to accelerate those any more than they actually are at the moment, they would fly off. They would actually not fly into the air, not levitate. Okay, we're not talking, you know, we're not talking flying discs here. They would actually just want to move away, because the spinning force makes them want to move out, as in like your washing machine. They make it want to go to the edge, so they make it want to fly off. Now, this seg generator, I've never seen it operating at a measured high speed. It's always just visually blurred enough to be turning around. Yeah, and the reason for this is because if they spun this thing up to any bloody speed, the things would fly off. So it's just a sham. It's not real. It's a sham. Okay, it's just designed to freak out the minds of the weak-minded or the uneducated. Now, that, don't take that the wrong way, because, you know, anyone that hasn't actually looked into this stuff can be considered uneducated, and that shouldn't be taken personally. But if you don't understand the basics of physics, if you didn't do physics at school, and if you don't understand a few basic things, then this might seem wonderful. And my fear is that basically all this stuff with the Searl story is trying to wow people, wow, and then you don't ask any questions. It's like, well, don't question us because we had the newspapers involved and we had the telly involved and we had hundreds of people watching us flying these things. Let's hear from the hundreds of people then. Let's have sworn testament and statements from hundreds of people who said they saw these things flying. Now, in the video which I complained about, there were a few people that actually said that this stuff doesn't work. But the video was carefully edited so that it's almost suggesting that what other people came across when they were doing experiments looking into 0-point energy, they happened to just stumble across what Searl had stumbled across. But the point is that the person who made that statement was very clear in saying, I knew that Searl was wrong. Searl was not going to find an effect. Yeah, and then he goes on later on to say, well, other people who are trying to do other things which have nothing to do with Searl may have stumbled across something that they think was like what Searl was trying to find. So basically what he was saying, but it was all edited to make it sound like as if he was actually backing up Searl, I thought, is he was saying, well, there is nothing there, and I knew there was nothing there, and these other people are trying to find something that isn't there. So I think we should make that clear point. There is no way to measure anti-gravity. Okay, there's no way to measure anti-gravity. We don't know what gravity is, so there's no way to measure it. If you cannot measure something, then you have a hard time convincing people it's there unless you've got a lot of proof. Now, the point being on this Searl video is they state that around the edges of the seg generator, an anti-gravity field is generated, and that's what allows the disk to fly. So okay then, the seg generator, if it's sped up, which of course they won't do because the rollers will fly off, which we've just talked about, so they will not spin this up, yeah, then the actual thing should lift off the table. It should become lighter, and you should be able to weigh that, yes. Now you can't measure anti-gravity, yeah, because we don't know what anti-gravity is, but you can measure weight. Yeah, so if this seg generator is creating an anti-gravity force, yeah, then it will become lighter, and it will want to take off. Now, much like the UFOs that Searl says he created, but won't recreate now for whatever reason, even though he says they're very simplistic in design, if they're that simplistic, then you can recreate them. If the seg generator, which is this complex magnetic thing, yeah, is anything to go by, that's considered complex. But the original levity discs were considered not complex at all. Well, if they're not complex at all, make one. Make one and fly it, because there's no cine footage of this thing flying. Now, the Wright brothers, even back at the turn of the century, even they managed to get footage of them flying, And Searl definitely had cine cameras around him to show them building these things, but then they couldn't point and take the footage when they were flying them. So what we've got is just stories about people who've seen these things flying. Just stories. Okay? And everything about this Searl stuff is all about believe us because we're telling you a story. Okay, we've got some fancy little googly things to make your mind go, ooh, what's going on? I don't understand this. Yeah, and then you have to listen to our story. Okay, and that's what I think people should stop doing, is stop listening to the story, the John Searl story, and should actually start looking into the John Searl facts.